everybody, and welcome back to Northernlion Plays Banished. On the last episode, we set up the glorious utopia of Scumptopia. You know, you can't spell utopia without, well, some of the letters involved in the name of our town, so take that, etymologists. Can't study insects when I'm around. Okay, I kid. In any case, I'll unpause it in a second. Just want to do a quick recap. We're up to nearly 30 population. We're growing a little bit too fast, I think. We're in our third summer, and food has been kind of a sore spot for us. We're catching decent amounts of fish, as you can see here. You know, 744 last season. It's a little bit under what we caught the year before. And, yeah, we're probably going to catch way more food, or way more venison this year, it seems. And we have these crops going as well. I think they're about to be harvested if they're not being harvested already. But I'm a little bit worried about how food's going to shake out in this upcoming kind of year. Luckily, we do have an herbalist now, and we have a gatherer right next to them. You know, it says a lot about me that I was implicitly just going to say our herbalist is actually a she, but I'm not going to get into that. Just, that's my preconceived gender notions, and I apologize for even bringing it up in this video. We're going to focus on surviving in this I was going to say Middle Eastern, and then I was going to say Middle Earthen town. The town in the Middle Ages, the medieval era, if you will. We have 22 adults, 9 children, and, you know, I started to think about building another house, but we did build 2 within the last 2 years, and we might want to make sure that we're just, like, capable of actually surviving through the winter here. You might, if you pay attention to our stored food, be noticing that it goes up, and then it goes way down, and it goes up a little bit, and then it goes down to 0. So, our harvest is not really going to provide us with enough food to keep ourselves alive much longer. But hopefully the herbalist kind of compensates for that by providing a little bit of extra health benefits. One thing we might want to consider building is a market. We can use a market basically as a big storing place for goods. Kind of storage hasn't really been our issue so far, though. We probably want to worry a little bit more about actually just getting higher food production. So as our population grows, I think I'm going to dedicate maybe more people to being either hunters, farmers, or fishermen. And what I can do, just to diversify a little bit, is maybe build a bridge over here. I apologize for not doing anything right now, by the way. I probably should build at least something. Get something on the go. Let me just think about what we should actually build. We do need a tailor at some point, but we don't have huge leather production. Might want to build a mine, maybe. It's possibly a little bit too early, and mines are expensive from a resource standpoint. I'm just looking to see if... It's not going to be the most elegant placement, but there should be an opportunity to put it down. Yeah, right there. Okay. Again, this is going to take forever to build, and we're going to need an awful lot of stone to do it. But it has to be done. So let's get our mine down first. I've placed it. It's going to take a long time to build. We have 5 builders, 8 laborers. And I'm just trying to think, and I realize we've spent a lot of this video paused so far, but I'm trying to think if maybe I should plant like an orchard or something. We have enough population to support like another farmer. But we maybe just want to have people harvesting the crap out of stone for right now. So, okay, maybe we'll just take things slow. You don't need to build too many things at once. And we'll see if food production is a really major problem over the course of this, kind of winter that we're coming up to here. And we're probably going to cover at least a couple of years in this video. I'm just making sure that I'm getting all the fairly convenient stone. Probably should think about building a quarry as soon as possible, because we're getting a little tight on the stone front here. Let's have one of our laborers become a woodcutter as well and take us up to that woodcutting limit. We have 92 logs, which should be enough to at least build. Yeah, it's basically double what we need to actually build the mine here, but I don't know. We're relying again on a very meat and fish heavy diet to carry us through the winter here as late autumn approaches. So I think it would be pretty prudent of me to start building... Well, I mean, we have a couple of things that we want to build. We want to build a market, a kind of centralized storage place, and we want to build a trading post so that we can trade resources we have a lot of. Oh my god, we have no firewood now. That happened very quickly. We want to have a trading post so we can trade resources we have a ton of. Right now we have a ton of iron tools, and we could trade those for food, for example, or seeds, or, you know, animals, so we can actually have a pasture and maybe have a reliable source of meat consumption. And we probably want to build more houses, to be honest with you. And that's about it for now. Pretty soon, if this winter doesn't go well, we're going to need to build a cemetery. I'm surprised that... that wasn't a joke, by the way. That's actually a building you can build, and it improves the happiness of your citizens, or at least causes them to stop being super unhappy as time goes on. You know what? Things are actually going pretty well right now. I think I'm going to assign one more fisherman, and hopefully that'll up production there. And I think I'll assign one more hunter as well, and hopefully that'll up food production as well. Because we have a lot of people that are just mining stone and cutting up trees right now. There's nothing wrong with that. We need that for raw materials for our buildings. But by the same token, I also am going to need basically some food so our people don't start dying. And, you know, every year our population grows a little bit more. You can see the people that moved into this house have had kids. Where's that other house that previously had like a... Yeah, remember there was a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old here. Now they have 2 kids, and one of them is 10. So I don't want to actually run that math in my head here. That 10-year-old is also a laborer, which is perhaps a comical but also sobering sign of the times. So, the mine is actually being built quite nicely here. Don't worry, 10-year-old. You don't have to mine stone much longer. You can actually become an iron miner here because we're going to have at least 2 to 3 of our laborers actually take care of this. So, let's move 3 laborers into our iron mine. And actually, the next thing that we probably want to build is a quarry. And we should totally build some foresters' lodges. I'm not prioritizing them as much because I can just manually tell people to cut down trees, but it's not going to be super sustainable for us forever. So one of our families is getting hungry here. Well, you did have 5 children. I'm not going to tell you that that's not okay, but I'm not surprised that this has put you in kind of a rough spot. We may find that one of the people here, probably Joellen the child, is going to die, and that would be very unfortunate, but also the food production is not happening fast enough. So I'm going to build up a quarry here, and we may be dealing with our first citizen's death soon. The quarry is just something that needs to be placed on kind of a flat area, and there's not really one that's suitable close by. I'm going to use this area over here because the majority of it, at least, has been cleared out. So there's going to be a lot less actual, you know, like excavation that needs to be done here. Lots of people getting very, very hungry now. You don't have enough raw materials, so we're going to make you a laborer, and the blacksmith no longer has enough raw materials. That's fine. We really, really need some more food production or people are going to start dying. There's only one... Oh, they're not even hungry anymore. They're going back and forth between hunger and not being so hungry, but hopefully that gets sorted out sooner rather than later. And you know what? We are going to need to get people to cut down some more trees. This is where the delicate balancing act becomes a pretty significant part of the game. And our population has grown a little bit. We probably want to build a house next year just to keep population growth manageable. Because right now, it's good... But you can see that we're being faced with pressures, but we're not being faced with these pressures for survival at a rate that's insurmountable, at least not yet. But it's possible that we will soon. We still have 4 laborers. I kind of want to assign, like, another fisherman. But, oh, yeah, someone's very hungry here. We've gotten 242 fish this season coming into the early summer. That's not very good. How about this? Yeah, we're a little bit under half, which I guess is where you want to be about roughly halfway through the year, but... maybe we'll assign another gatherer. How much food did you gather last year? A lot, actually. Oh, we just had a death. Doral the Builder has died of starvation. That's incredibly bad news. And that usually indicates that a chain of death is about to fall upon us. It's all from the same house here, though. Or is it? No, maybe I clicked on the wrong house before. What are we low on? Reserve of logs is low. Well, I did just tell people to cut down a bunch of trees. It's kind of baffling to me that our food production is not fast enough for people to actually stay healthy, especially given that we're in the summer here. So the harvest is actually happening. We're going to have a ton of corn available and a ton of squash, but unfortunately, since we're already at 0 food and people are starving, that's going to run out super, super quickly. We should probably have our citizens cut down some more logs here, and I should really get on the ball about making like an orchard or something like that. Why an orchard? It's like investing in a retirement savings plan, right? You want to get that started as soon as possible because it takes a few years for the really strong cumulative effects to come to play. If you plant an orchard, it's a pretty guaranteed source of food and food variety as well, but it can take a few years until the trees actually bear any fruit at all. So we should probably have our woodcutter start cutting wood because, you know, we're very low on logs, but we need them. Kind of drastically as soon as possible. What's our reserve low of? Logs, yeah, I could have told you that. You know what? We're shaping up for a pretty nasty winter here, but the people of Scumptopia are not just going to roll over and die. Well, one of them did. I don't know if he rolled over prior. I haven't seen the coroner's report yet, but that's okay. Our tools are still holding out quite nicely, so we don't really need to assign a new blacksmith yet. Our iron is not coming out super quickly. We made 21 iron last season. What I really want to do is get a huge population growth so that I can have, 15 people working in this mine and pull out maybe 100 iron a year. This quarry is taking forever because its limiting reagent is the iron production. There's a ton of iron over here, but I don't necessarily want to take people away from making stone, but we need that iron to get the quarry up as soon as possible. And, if people have to die in order for us to reach sustainability faster, that sucks, but so be it as well. Population continues to grow, and in spite of the fact that we had a death that kind of, I mean, it was due to starvation, but the proximate cause was maybe overpopulation. I think we're going to start building another house just because we can't afford to slow down our growth. Otherwise, our population gets too old. They get too old to have kids, and then the whole city just basically falls apart. And this is what Banished kind of preys upon: is whoa, 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 slow down. We don't want to grow too quickly. Oh wait, we've got a children of men situation going on, and everyone's going to die. I had a situation where I got a town to like 5 years into the game, and they were loving life. The only problem was they weren't having kids. It's because I wasn't building houses. Like, happiness was great, health was great, but they eventually just all died off of old age, and they're like, no kids, no problem, man. More pecans for me. I had a pecan orchard happening there. This game has taught me a lot about, agrobiology, and that pecans actually are things you grow in an orchard, not something you would have a farm for. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe an orchard is a farm. An orchard? Sometimes I don't know what I am anymore. Iron is coming in at a reasonably okay rate. The quarry is 3 iron away from just being able to be built, which is very nice. And to be honest with you, this is gone. Actually, this winter went way better than expected. No one has starved to death. Our population of adults has grown ever so slightly. The quarry is going to be done probably just in time for the big working season in the spring and summer. And we should start to have less problems with stone right around that time as well. And we're going to build one more house, because at this point, we need a bigger population to work in our mines, basically. We should also maybe have a stockpile. You don't actually have to build stockpiles for the most part. If we just go to, like, resource gathering. Actually, maybe that's in the storage barn area. Yeah, if we just make, like, a relatively small stockpile, like, here, then that should make for some fairly efficient iron storage. Because right now, they're just keeping it right next to the mine, which is just kind of lazy. Well, it's not lazy. They have no place to put it. The quarry's complete. Okay, so we're going to have another 3 workers here. We still have 3 more laborers. Our population has grown a little bit more. Now, iron tools are going to become a real problem as things go. But that was a really good winter for us, actually. Nobody died, and nobody even got close. We didn't really run out of any resources at all. We're a little bit low on logs again, but so be it. Let's build another house, and again, slow growth for now, but, you know, if every house starts having kids, this can change pretty quickly. This guy's run out of logs, so we'll just have him become a laborer again. So after the house goes up, which should happen, it's not going to happen quickly because we need to harvest some more trees. We're going to start building foresters' lodges, and what foresters' lodges essentially are is a way for us to not have to worry about log production so much. I can't take myself seriously when I say log production. We're going to put like a forester's lodge over here, which is why I've kind of kept this area unlogged for now. And the reason for that is they'll plant trees and they'll cut trees down, and it'll be maybe a little bit less quick than just telling people to cut trees, but it's also something that means, you know, we can just have one worker working on it all the time as opposed to constantly micromanaging our units, which is very good. So our population continues to grow a little bit. Logs being placed down. One more log, and then building will make this happen. So I'm actually just going to start placing the Forester's Lodge now. And we'll get a road going to it as well, because it's kind of a long way away. But you want to make sure you cover a decent number of trees in the vicinity as well. So we'll make a dirt road that kind of goes here. Oh, man. Yeah, this maybe is kind of unoptimal placement because it's so far away. But hopefully this still leads to okay log production, much like drinking a cup of coffee at 9:30 and then seeing what happens by 11 at work. So we're almost at 30 here, 30 out of 30 for build, I mean. We've already got people that are willing to move into that house, and they're 20 and 19, so I assume that there is going to be a child on the way pretty soon. We have a lot of stored iron, so I'm actually going to assign our blacksmith to work again. And once summer ends, I may assign our woodcutter to work again. And to be honest with you, this is going pretty well again, at least by my estimation. The laborers are going to move some of the iron to the storage pile here. We should probably make a market at some point soon. And, you know, we kind of have like a village 2.0 thing, or 3.0, I guess, at this point, going on over here, which is good, because we can start building maybe some other things over here. I'd much prefer to have like a centralized kind of city, but I kind of like this archipelago thing we've got going on here as well. People are getting hungry. Ooh, at a rapid pace. This always seems to happen in the summer for us right now, because we are, let me see if my hunters are doing okay. That looks really bad, actually. That looks like a really, really poor year for venison production. How about our gatherer? Or gatherers, I should say. Yeah, this looks like a really nasty year, unless they're more likely to hunt and gather in the fall. I guess that's the case, but I thought that was just due to, like, hunting seasons and stuff like that. So these people should not be super hungry right now, like, as the next couple of days go by, because all of our food is going to be moved, all of our squash and corn from the harvest is going to be moved into this storage barn. If they're still hungry after that, we're going to have a real problem here and might have some considerable starvation issues this winter. How many fishermen? We have 3 fishermen. We can afford to give one more laborer up to fishing. And we can afford... Oh, I don't want a second herbalist. But we can afford to have one more gatherer as well. We don't need more farmers because our farmers as is are doing a completely competent job. We'll have 1 forester show up, and that should really help us with our log production. And we might want to have some more firewood made. Sure, let's do that. So we only have 1 laborer now, which is kind of nasty. But what we can do is maybe take a couple of builders off. Actually, yeah, that's fine. And what are we going to make next? Actually, I'm going to pause it for a second. What are we going to make next? I think what I am going to do... I should really get a trading post going soon, but also I'm still worried about the fact that we've had some fairly nasty kind of food issues. So I think I'm going to plan appropriately here. I'm going to make a road. And is this road done? If it's not done, it's at least getting there. That's fine. I'm going to make a road, and we're going to start, like, planning our city almost SimCity style here. So I'm going to make a road that's kind of like this. And then on one side of the road, because the roads are quick to build, I don't mind queuing up 2 things at once. We're going to put a storage barn, and we'll put it up like this. And I want storage barns near fields, basically. So as you might expect, I'm going to put up another 2 fields, I think. Again, just so blight doesn't mess with us, right? We'll put like 1 field here, and we do need someone to work that, and we're kind of low on population right now, so it's a little scary. Maybe we'll start with 1 field for now. You can probably see where I'm going with this. We'll put another field just on the eastern side of this as we get a little further. But for now, we'll give this 1 farmer. I always forget how to do this. We'll make it corn, and why can't you work that? Because we need to do some fiddling here. There we go. Does every farm have enough people? It does indeed. Okay, good. You don't need to be a farmer right now, but soon, probably, that will be something that's actually important. So we can actually have another decent-sized crop here. Oh, no, these people don't have enough now. If I click... I never figure out how this actually works. You just, like, crank up the number of farmers. We shouldn't need 5 farmers for 3 fields, though. Is it... Oh, it's because this one's taking 3. It should take 1... And then these should not need as many then. We'll go down to 3 here, and then you have 1 and you... Okay, good. Okay, now everything should be okay. And we have more laborers, and that's fine. As winter approaches, I'm a little bit scared of how our 5th winter is going to fare here. This guy has stopped producing wood, or stopped producing firewood because of the lack of logs. So I'm going to have some... what are they called? Laborers. I'm going to have some laborers cut down some wood over here, just in case people get a little bit cold over the course of this winter. Because we're in a little bit of a rough spot here. Thank you for making the roads over here, builders, but I probably should pause the road until the storage barn is actually done, but we need more logs to make the storage barn anyway. Now, our town's going alright, but I would not be surprised to see some more people die of starvation this winter, and that's kind of a cold and callous way of looking at things. But I'm also not that, you know, ill-concerned. The reserve of logs is low. That's okay. I'm not that concerned about it, and it's not because I don't like these people. Okay, if you're starving to death, I don't want to tell you how to live your life, but this child is going to have a very rough time. Is that telling me that food is low? No, just logs. Okay. We might lose some people to starvation, and I kind of am okay with that because it's just something that is fairly likely to happen. And we had a pretty bad... Oh my god, everything's low. We had a fairly bad year when it comes to hunting and fishing in particular and gathering, so I'm not surprised that we're running into starvation issues, but this is the kind of seasonal problem that you have to worry about, and this is why we diversify our food sources, and hopefully that prudence is going to be enough to get us through the winter. It looks like they got over what was causing those problems to begin with, so we'll get a storage barn up here, and I think we've gotten a little bit more population. Keep in mind, once we exit the winter here, and once we hit early spring, I'm going to build that other crop immediately and assign another farmer, and we can... This is late winter. I'm just waiting to see when it ticks over. Should be soon. The other time when we hit food problems is always in the summer and late spring. Late winter is, you know, to be expected as well. But that's because the harvest hasn't come through yet, so you have to rely on fishing and hunting. But I think I'm going to take a fisherman away after winter is over. Oh, we might have some really problematic starvation here. Reserve of firewood is low. People should still be warm enough. Okay, 3 people are hungry and 1 person's cold, but it's spring, so the cold should go away. How do we stop hunger this quickly? This is where it would be great to have a trading post and just trade some iron tools away for some food. So we might want to get a trading post up soon, but, you know, we need to get a bigger storage of food as well. How's our storage barn? It's full, but it's full of things that you can't eat, except for fish, and I guess herbs do have some nutritive benefit as well. But let's throw down a... we're going to throw down another crop over here, because we can. And there we go. That seems pretty good. We're going to make this a squash field, and we're going to lower that to 1, and then raise the number of farmers to 4. Okay, I think I've finally gotten, you know, the learning curve that was necessary there. And then in order to subsidize this, or make sure that this will work, we'll take 1 fisherman away. And hopefully we have a better season when it comes to eating. And actually, you know, it looks like we did okay there by the end. Our population's just growing. Oh, yeah, we've had 2 deaths. The hunter and the child. It sounds callous, but I don't mind losing the child that much. Losing the hunter, I guess a laborer just filled the spot. Oh, maybe we have a 3rd death, actually. The child, hunter, herbalist. Okay, so is there an herbalist? There's still 1 herbalist. Okay, but no laborers. Okay, so let's take a hunter away, and we'll take 1 gatherer away. And that'll give us enough laborers to hopefully get these fields off the ground here. Because now that spring's starting, food should be a little bit less of a concern, and hopefully we can learn our lessons and just do better next time. When we came into this video, we had 22 adults, 7 children. Now we have 26 adults, 5 children. So we are still growing here. And we have the storage barn. This is going to hopefully allow for efficient food storage over here. And you know what? We're going to start building a house on the other side of the river here. Hopefully that doesn't have the same kind of connotations in Scumptopia that it has in other parts of the world. I'm just making sure that we have space for 2 houses here. So with this house down, we can start to get a population over here that will eat from this storage barn, so not everybody is focused on exactly the same area. Logs and logs are low. Okay. So we might maybe want to make 1 more forester. We can extract them to plant and cut, but I don't think we need to do that right now. It's just because we're building so much that, you know, logs are important. Stone and iron we haven't been using as much of because we haven't made any really advanced buildings ever since we made the quarry and the mine. We may lose another couple of people here to starvation. That's the pressure of growing a society like this, I suppose. This house should be done very, very quickly, but unfortunately you can't eat houses. You can eat, well, not very much of the stuff that we have going on, unfortunately. Let's make sure our firewood cutter is not cutting firewood right now because there's no point. You can probably stop being a blacksmith for now, and people are getting really, really hungry. Hopefully, man, it's not looking great for these crop fields. Let's see, compare it to our, like, bigger crop fields that are already over 30%. That squash might be able to make it. These people are less efficient because they're all hungry, which makes an awful lot of sense. I think we might be dealing with a lot of starvation. A farmer died, a gatherer died, so we should be running out of laborers. And losing a farmer sucks really hard as well. Everybody's hungry. Oh, come on. You can do it! You only have double the people that you had 5 years ago. Oh, here come the deaths. Happiness is gonna plummet here. I'm just trying to think of how we get out of this. Well, after we harvest, it's not looking great, but after we harvest, hopefully it's gonna be a little bit better. I think maybe I've just grown a little bit too big for my britches here. It's weird because the population is just a little bit bigger. Now it's actually a little bit smaller than it was when we started this video. But unfortunately, people are just dropping off like crazy in spite of the fact that I actually have, like, more food production, or should have more food production. Please become a farmer. In spite of the fact that I have more food production than I had before. Oh, we need a 4th farmer. That should do it, right? Maybe not. Okay, we've had another death. Oh, this is real nasty. Okay, one thing's for sure. We definitely don't need as many quarriers. Stone cutters, I guess. And we don't need as many miners yet. What we do need is more Wow, we shouldn't even need more farmers. It's because you have 2. You don't need 2. There we go. And we should have more hunters and fishermen and gatherers as well. And we're going to put all of our laborers to work on food production for the upcoming season. We're probably going to lose some of these people over the course of the next, 15 seconds or so, if I had to guess. People just keep getting hungrier and hungrier. Oh, we had a little bit of peace there. We had another death, too. God damn it. Oh, another 2 deaths. Please tell me that this upcoming harvest is going to at least keep our population sustainable, because episode 2 is not ending on as positive a note as I expected it to. This is the consequence of rapid growth, I suppose. I know you're hungry. Just relax. Oh, lordy, lordy. Look who's about to have less than 1/40th of their existing population. Harvest faster, please. Oh, no. 5 deaths and a reserve of something is low. 6 deaths. Not enough farmers to work this field anymore. Well, we need to work that field. That's our lifeblood for the next generation. We just have one less stone cutters. We'll take stone cutters down to 0 and farmers up to 4. We don't have any firewood. Oh, man. One fisherman has to start cutting firewood. Hey guys, just thought I would pop in here. My computer had a weird kind of error / crash that happened towards the end of this episode, so the last 2 minutes of audio are kind of unusable, but here's my outro basically going into the next episode. I put a fisherman on firewood duty and then just pray that the rest of my villagers don't die of starvation. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to show your support, and of course, like the video if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment as long as it's civil, even if you didn't like what I was doing, but you felt prone or, inspired to comment anyway. I appreciate it. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more Banished in the future, but I apologize for that weird technical glitch. I apologize in advance if it happens again, and I assure you that you're not missing anything in particular. We're about to start the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you next time.